Takashi Yamazaki's Godzilla Minus One is a brand new Toho Studios release, 2023. I believe it's their 33rd Godzilla movie, and this one's starring Minami Hamabe and Ryunosuke Kamiki in it. And I apologize if I got those name pronunciations wrong. Japanese is not my first language or anything that I'm even remotely close to being able to speak fluently. But you get not only an amazing Godzilla movie in this, and in a way, it's probably the best one ever. Outside of, obviously, you have to take into the context that the original is the best in a lot of people's opinions, especially in my opinion. I have to say the original is the best simply because of what went into making it. But this one, in and of itself, as a whole, is a lot better. You obviously are seeing a lot more detail on Godzilla, a lot more hostility. You can see a lot of emotion in Godzilla's face, which sounds weird to say, but there's pure anger in Godzilla's face when he's attacking. And it's simply that he's attacking because he can. And that's what makes it the scariest. In this movie, Godzilla doesn't have really a motive. He just wants to destroy. And he is going to get his way. He goes all out on making sure that in the opening sequence, he's on his full rampage. But that's not the Godzilla you see for the most of the movie. The Godzilla you see for the rest of the movie is even scarier. He's a lot larger, and whoever came up with the idea for each of his scales to start popping out on his spine as he's charging his atomic breath and start lighting up and then slam down as he's breathing his atomic breath, which creates a mushroom cloud in this movie. You deserve every ounce of props in the world. Whoever came up with that, whatever team came up with that, everything about that is the best you are going to see in a Godzilla movie. It's scary, and when you see him start charging up, your heart starts to sink for the people that you see on screen, because you know they're not making it. And without going too far into story spoilers here, I really gotta say the family dynamic that gets created with your leads here is easily the best. And the way that you see the main character Koichi start bonding with a lot of his with all three of his coworkers on the boat, you get one of the moments of this movie that really starts to create the sense of dread every time you see them on screen at the same time as Godzilla. And there's a lot of Jaws influence here. I believe there's some Terminator influence in here. I might be overanalyzing that. But what you're getting is the best fleshed out characters, and you really get emotionally invested in all of their survivals. What you get with this movie isn't just a really great human story or a really great Godzilla rampage. You get them blended together almost flawlessly. And I think it makes for what, in my opinion, should be Japan's international submission for Best International Film at the Oscars. But I haven't seen any other movies come out of Japan this year. There might be something that absolutely blows this away. But I think this is my number one for the year. It's going to be tough to top this. I had a great time. It's even better in a really packed theater, a large theater with the biggest screen, the biggest audio system you can find at any theater that's nearby you showing this. You're going to have an absolute blast. And there's some moments where your heart will get ripped out of your chest in this movie. You're going to be sitting on the edge of your seat, and it's going to feel like someone punched you square in the throat. And you can't breathe, or you're getting choked up, and it's really hard for you to catch your breath after some of the stuff that happens in this movie. And I've got to give props to every single person that worked on this movie, because you guys knocked it out of the park. I believe it was a $15 million budget. That's what I'm seeing on Twitter and Wikipedia. And this movie looks like a $225 million production. They maximized every single penny they had to make this movie the best Godzilla movie since the original. It might be rivaling the original for the number one on my list. I'll have to go back and rewatch the original again, especially when Godzilla Minus One hopefully comes out on 4K. I'm going to cross my fingers on that one. Hopefully it comes out on 4K. I can watch them back to back, because Godzilla Minus One shows 1945 Japan, it shows 1947 Japan, and it does a great job at it. Hopefully this gets a 4K release. Please, if you are watching this, give me a 4K release of this movie. I need it as bad as I need oxygen. But what I really loved about this movie is that you just all around get to see a really, really well written story acted with every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears that these actors were able to give, and you get some of the best Godzilla rampage ever, especially the visuals of Godzilla when he's on his rampage, and his atomic breath in this movie is more destructive than ever. I just had an absolute blast. Go see this, like I said, on the largest screen you can with the best surround system you can. If you can get IMAX or 4DX or anything similar to those at your local theater, you've got to see it in that. You're going to have closed captions on this movie. It's obviously inevitable. This is a Japanese release, translated to English with closed captioning, but there's no dub. Thank goodness there's no dub. I would assume if it comes to TV and gets streamed or shown on TV, there's probably going to end up being a dub, or there might be one on a physical release if they do it. But I hope that if you get to see this movie, the first time you see it, you watch it the way it was meant to be with English closed captions. This is easily my favorite Godzilla movie we've gotten since 1954. Like I said, this is going to be in the running for my #1 of the year, and I was not expecting that out of this movie when I went in. All I was hoping for was a pretty cool visuals kind of movie with, I was expecting throwaway characters. That's just a staple at this point, it feels like, for a Godzilla movie, but I'm hoping this is the tide turner, because these characters, you feel every ounce of emotion they feel in the movie, especially if you are truly invested in this. It's 2 hours and 1 minute, I believe, is its official runtime, and it maximizes every second of it. There's no downtime in this movie at all. And I've seen some people complaining about the pacing. I don't understand how they can complain about that pacing. It really is a war drama with Godzilla going on in the background, or I should say a post-war drama in Japan going with Godzilla going on in the background. And I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's at a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes as of filming this, 8.5 or 8.6 on IMDb. Everyone's loving this movie. You've got to go see it in theaters if you can. You're going to have an absolutely amazing time. But if you've seen Godzilla Minus One, go ahead, let me know what you think in the comments. Tweet me at the CineMadhouse. Send me a message on Instagram at the CineMadhouse or on TikTok. You guys are going to have a great time watching this movie, and I want to hear your thoughts as well. Leave a like, comment, share if you love this video, if you like this video, and make sure you tell all your friends about this movie once you go see it, because we got to make sure that they're able to keep cranking these out at this level of quality.